What's up guys, it's Will back again, and today I'm here to review and analyze the Star Wars The Last Jedi trailer that dropped recently. This trailer has been heavily anticipated by many due to the small glimpses that the first trailer gave us, but not much more than that, and the general hype that surrounds basically every Star Wars film. This trailer though, it showed a lot, and it is great. Let's jump right into it. So the trailer starts out with a shot of Kylo Ren overseeing the daily operations of the First Order on some sort of ship. Maybe this is their new primary ship, but either way, Kylo or Matt is making sure there's no funny business going on. What's interesting, however, is how he's not wearing his helmet. He seems to embrace his dark side persona without the helmet nowadays. Next, we see some AT-M6s marching towards some sort of battle with the Resistance. This shot looks like a desert battle that was briefly shown in the first trailer and probably takes place somewhere in the middle of the film, I'd say. It looks amazing though from a CGI and visual effects perspective. We then see a couple shots of Kylo Ren with a voiceover from Snoke about how Kylo had untamed power and potential before he found him, and also something truly special deep within him. But as he says truly special, we get a shot of Rey igniting Anakin and Luke's old Graflex saber. This editing choice leads me to believe that Snoke had a master plan all along, and he tries to sway Rey over to the dark side near the end of the film. More on that later though. We see a shot of Rey actually handing the saber to Luke with his metallic hand, and then Luke looking sort of confused as a Rey voiceover says that something inside her has always been there. I'm assuming she's referencing her insane natural force abilities and how she's meant for something greater. We then see a shot of Rey actually locating the old Jedi techs on the island she and Luke now reside on, and I'm assuming she has a strong desire to learn more about the Jedi and their ways in the hopes that Luke will fully train her. After that, we see some shots of Luke actually training her as Rey displays some insane lightsaber abilities, and eventually some force abilities as well that are off the charts good, especially for a beginner. Then Luke informs Rey that he's only seen raw strength like this once before, and it didn't scare him then, but it does now. I think the implication here is that he's referring to Ben Solo, but I have a feeling he's talking about someone else here. The famous line when he tells Yoda he's not afraid comes to mind, but I'm also wondering if he could be talking about either Darth Sidious or Darth Vader. I don't know if Luke ever feared Sidious or Vader, but the raw strength was obviously there. Either way, let me know your thoughts on this quote in the comments below. We also see another shot of the Academy massacre that takes place via flashback, where Luke looks on as his academy is burned to shreds and all his disciples are murdered. This scene is going to be absolutely crazy and full of a lot of darkness and emotion, but it will also answer some questions that The Force Awakens left unanswered. It will be cool to see the Knights of Ren in action though. Next, we see some shots of Kylo actually in the helmet, but then we eventually see him destroy it as he discusses how it's important to kill the past if you have to. And then we see one of the more pivotal decisions for Kylo Ren as a character. He's seemingly faced with a decision to destroy a ship for the First Order that has his mother, General Leia, on board. He struggles with the decision and can't seem to bring himself to push the button to fire. My gut tells me he doesn't fire, and he feels the pull to the light again. We then see some beautiful shots of what looks to be the Millennium Falcon flying away and trying to escape some TIE fighters. This scene looks to be similar to the one in The Force Awakens where Rey and Finn try to escape Jakku. Looks to be very exciting stuff. Next up, we see Chewbacca and a new character looking to be a part of the crew. I'm not sure of this character's name, so if anyone knows, please let me know, but Star Wars has always succeeded in the creation of likable and creative characters like these. Whether they be droid, inhuman creature, or human, or whatever else, The Last Jedi would likely succeed in providing lively and fun characters as previous Star Wars films have as well. And next, we finally get our first look at Poe Dameron in this trailer. We see some shots of him doing amazing things in his X-Wing that no other pilot could do. Then we hear him say that we are the spark that'll light the fire that's gonna burn the First Order down. I'm assuming this is a speech to rally the troops that happens late in the film as they attack the new First Order base. So similar to what happened in The Force Awakens will probably happen in The Last Jedi climax as well. Then we get our first look at Captain Phasma and Finn. These two seem to get into an exciting battle, and I absolutely cannot wait for this part of the movie. There's history here, there's emotion, and there's also ability and raw skills as a fighter from each of these two. I think this fight is going to be one of the highlights of the film. We then see a shot of Luke sitting in a cave where he seemingly tells Rey that this is not going to go the way you think. I'm guessing he's talking about her plans of becoming a Jedi and trying to take down the First Order. He's basically telling her from experience it's not going to be as easy as you think it is, and swaying the temptations of the dark side is not as easy as one may think. To me, it's obvious that he is 100% reluctant to train her, and I think he eventually flat out tells her that he will not train her any further, which leads Rey to feeling some sort of pull to the dark side. Next, we see Finn being escorted by stormtroopers, so it looks to me like he's a prisoner of theirs somehow. I think the First Order may attack one of the Resistance bases where Finn is healing up, and they wake him up and take him prisoner. How he escapes will be the interesting part. And after that, we finally get our first in-person look at Snoke. This is big because we never actually saw him in person in The Force Force Awakens, only as a hologram. I think he plays a more present, a more active role in this film. In this scene, he's obviously trying to convince Rey to join him on the dark side. Then he puts her in some crazy force hold, and this just illustrates the point that Snoke is very, very strong. He's playing a very similar role to Darth Sidious, so the power levels will probably be relatively similar as well. And finally, the biggest moment of the trailer is when Rey tells someone off camera that she needs somebody to show her her place in all of this. This almost feels like an editing trick, as the next shot is Kylo, who eventually ends up extending his hand out to someone, but I don't believe this is the same scene. If you look at the background behind Rey, you can see calm black skies, but with Kylo it's chaos and destruction and fireballs falling everywhere. I think Disney is purposefully misleading us here and misdirecting us from what's actually going to happen in the film, because this is too big of a spoiler to give away in a trailer, honestly. Here's what I think's going on. This is just a theory and not a spoiler because I don't know any more than you do, but if you're worried about that, scroll ahead like 30 seconds. I think when Kylo refuses to destroy his mother in that scene where he's in his ship, I think General Hux takes command and destroys Leia and her crew with another First Order ship. After this, Kylo decides that this whole First Order business isn't for him, and he decides to join the Resistance, where he saves Finn's life as Captain Phasma is about to kill him. Afterward, he extends his hand to Finn and helps him up from the ground. That's just my theory though. Rey could also feel the pull to the dark side, but I think a Kylo redemption arc is clearly on its way. They planted the seeds for it in The Force Awakens, and I think in The Last Jedi we will see his redemption start to take shape. Either way though, I thought this was a great trailer, and it looks like The Last Jedi is going to be one of the best Star Wars films yet. We saw some amazing battles and saw lightsabers, we saw Kylo and Luke and Rey and Snoke and other new and returning characters. I loved it all. What are your guys' thoughts though? Did you enjoy this trailer? What are your theories for the film? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That's all for now though. This is WillFoxification signing off. See you in the next video.